The CarPro system it's wonderful. Your closing ratio is probably somewhere in the 80% range. The customers, are good about feedback and stuff as far as reviews and leaving reviews, not only on the CarPro site, but with Google or Yelp or whoever they're familiar with. There's not a lot of work to it. Just treat every customer like you're supposed to with the CarPro. Make sure that your salespeople and everybody are aware of the program, and what the CarPro means when this customer comes in that says they're part of CarPro, and the rest of it takes care of itself. There's no gimmicks, no games, no tricks or nothing. These people come in, they just want you to be upfront with them. And as long as you're honest with them, they'll, we get a lot of referrals that come back the second and third car too. It's not just a one time and they're gone. And then the other thing I would say is that they believe strongly in what Jerry says. They'll come here strictly because Jerry says to come here. I mean, we have people that drive 40, 50 miles just to come here, past several other Toyota stores, new cars especially, just because Jerry tells them to come here. They usually will email you. You'll get a few that'll call you or text you, depending, I guess, on how available you put your information out. So for me, I have my cell phone number and an email address. You'll get the lead in. Usually, you pick the phone up, call them, they answer immediately. I'd probably say 90% of the leads that come in have a cell phone number. There are a few that just go by email, but usually after you email them, they'll give you their information so that you can contact them personally. Usually it's 3 to 5 days tops, that they're looking to buy. Some of them are within the day. I mean, like they'll be in within a couple hours. They're just letting you know they're on their way. And then you have a lot of foot traffic that comes in that don't even send in leads. They just come in and let you know, oh, we heard about you on the CarPro show, or that we heard about you through, Jerry. If a CarPro customer walks into the showroom floor without any announcement or not letting us know they're here, they immediately contact one of the managers or myself if I'm here. If it's through the phone, then they send those phone calls through the manager. But like I say, I keep my cell phone number available, so my contact number goes straight to my cell phone, so I answer the phone. You don't want a CarPro customer to come in and not get with the right people and not go through the process, because that's what builds its value, so that when they go back and leave a referral or leave a review online, the process is right and it works. And it actually helps with some of your other stuff too, because your salespeople start to see that if they treat a person right, that they, it helps with the whole sales process and stuff. So anytime somebody comes in and says they're CarPro, they immediately go to a manager, because you've got a buyer there. So the salespeople and stuff don't mind helping them. They want to get involved in the car deal and stuff. And then the residual effect is that normally they'll come in and buy another car or a used car. So we have some people that have sold, a CarPro customer, and then it has turned into 4 or 5 car deals, after that, because of the referrals from it. So when they do have a CarPro customer, they're excited because they know it's a buyer, and they know that, I'm talking about that as long as they treat the customer right, they're going to get a car deal out of it. 90% of them, there's a car deal there, and it's not a negative car deal. You're not losing money. A lot of them are fine with $250 over invoice or $500 over invoice, and you pick up a good trade. They usually take real good care of their cars and stuff. As far as the trade they're trading in is a good piece of merchandise for you that's hard to find outside in the auction or outside on the street. So but there's just not any negatives. I can't tell you that if there's anybody that's curious about it or wanting to do it or wondering if it's smoke and mirrors or if there's anything to it, first of all, you're probably not a CarPro listener, because you wouldn't have those questions if you were, because I'm telling you, it's almost like a cult. It's kind of crazy. And second of all, it's just a great program. It works real well for us.